Welcome to the world of Cultic, a first-person boomer shooter horror experience. Welcome back to All Things Nerd. My name is Nathan, and I'm on a quest to play and review the best boomer shooters out there. The classics, the indies, the hidden gems, all of it. But Cultic? This one's different. Developed by Jazzoss Games and published by 3D Realms, Cultic isn't just another retro throwback. It's a modern indie masterpiece, and honestly, it deserves way more attention than it gets. This game doesn't just borrow from the past, it understands it, and then twists it into something darker, smarter, and unforgettable. So today, we're diving deep into why Cultic stands out, what makes it special, and why, if you love boomer shooters or horror, this game needs to be on your radar. It's late 1963, and the city of New Grandwell is being torn apart by a county-wide crime wave. People are being abducted, going missing, found and murdered, and there are no real leads as to why. You play as the now disgraced detective, originally assigned to the case, removed after false allegations of misconduct ruined his career. With nothing left to lose, he decides to take matters into his own hands and follow the last lead he has left, the grounds of the old New Grandwell Lunatic Asylum. Not long after arriving, everything goes wrong. He's ambushed by unknown assailants, beaten and left in the woods for dead. Eventually, he wakes up in a shallow grave, surrounded by corpses, pulled back into consciousness and straight into a nightmare. This is where Cultic truly begins. Now, Cultic's lore or story is actually found throughout the game. You can find it on notepads or different letters typed up. And as you read these letters, they're going to explain more and more, just like this one, for example. Now, visually and mechanically, Cultic feels like a throwback, but it fully takes advantage of modern technology. You get dynamic lighting, real physics, a fully 3D world, modern sound design layered on retro visuals. The art style, the audio, and the gameplay all work together to create a unique atmosphere that feels familiar and fresh at the same time. It doesn't just imitate classic shooters, it evolves them. One of the examples of this is Cultic's graphics are actually made out of sprites, and that's what gives it very retro feel, but also kind of cartoonish in a sense, but very comic booky feel as well. The game obviously isn't like 3D AAA graphic, just lifelike. You know, it has that retro feel to it, and I think that's what makes Cultic stand out and different. One of the biggest strengths of Cultic is how much freedom it gives you in combat. You can rush in guns blazing, jump, slide, dodge to stay alive, play slow and tactical, setting traps, pulling enemies into choke points, weave in between enemies, baiting their attacks and turning them against each other. There's no single right way to play, just whatever keeps you alive. With the full arsenal of mid-century firearms and explosives, you're well equipped to slaughter everything in your path, provided you don't get slaughtered first. Combat in Cultic is fast and deadly. Well-placed shots can take enemies down instantly, and the same goes for you. Mistakes are punished, hesitation can get you killed. You're constantly making decisions. Do I push forward or fall back? Do I spend ammo or save it? Do I make fast or take cover? This tension is what makes every encounter feel intense and earned. Now, at the beginning of this, I did mention that Cultic was a horror game to its core. And let me tell you, trust me when I say that, it will scare the daylights out of you. It scared me a few times. It got me. I'm not gonna lie. But if you're looking for a really good horror shooter, this is one. And where Cultic really separates itself from the other boomer shooters is how it handles horror. Now, let me tell you, you can feel the influence of classic horror shooters like Blood, that grimy, cult-driven violence, the unsettling enemy designs, and the sense that the world itself is rotten. Now, at the same time, there's a clear nod to Resident Evil 4 in the way enemies move, react, and pressure you. They're aggressive, they swarm, and they don't just stand there waiting to be shot. They force you to reposition constantly. And then there are the heavier enemies, the ones that immediately remind you of the tank from Left 4 Dead. They're big, intimidating, and loud. The kind of enemies that completely change the flow of combat the moment they show up. But Cultic doesn't just copy these ideas, it twists them. Enemies feel wrong in a way that's hard to explain. Their designs are distorted, exaggerated, and unsettling. Even in a pixel art style, they feel grotesque and threatening. You're not just fighting cultists, you're fighting something that's been warped by an unseen influence. And that's what makes the horror work. It's not just about scares, it's about pressure. You're constantly uneasy. Well, not because something jumps out at you, but because you know something could. Every hallway feels dangerous. Every open area feels like a potential trap. Cultic understands that horror isn't just about shock. It's about control and how quickly that control can be taken away from you. At the end of the day, Cultic isn't just another retro shooter writing nostalgia. It's a game that gets why those classics worked and then pushes them forward with smarter combat, stronger atmosphere, and genuine horror. It respects the player, it respects the genre, and it isn't afraid to be brutal. If you're a fan of boomer shooters, horror games, or indie titles made with real passion, this one you absolutely shouldn't skip. And honestly, games like Cultic are exactly why this genre is thriving right now. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to All Things Nerd, and let me know in the comments. Have you played Cultic? And where would you rank it in among modern boomer shooters? As always, my name is Nathan. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next adventure. Take care.